So you've heard Jack Eichel talk to us here on The Point. Just heard Kevin Adams as well. You've been following this story. Fill in the gaps for us. What have we missed so far? Give us some other viewpoints.
Number one, we start with Jack Eichel's health, right?
Okay.
That's the most important thing, and what that path forward looked like, what it was going to entail, which surgical procedure was preferred, which wasn't. So finally, we were able to get clarity on that. Number two, Jack Eichel, the person and the player. So at least he's going to have a new home. Good for him. I'm happy to see this resolved. Now, in saying all that, we love every single market that has an NHL team and those that don't, for that matter, because they're sports fans. And you just pointed out the fans in Buffalo are so passionate. So nice to see this get resolved for them. Nice to see it get resolved for Jack Eichel. I think in terms of the Vegas Golden Knights now, to kind of spin it, when you look at it from their standpoint, all they've done is outstanding things since they've come into the league, right from their inaugural year. They've got a super committed ownership with Bill Foley. I love their front office with George McPhee and Kelly McCrimmon. Their timeline is still a win now. And
No doubt.
as you pointed out, with that trajectory of Jack Eichel to this point, of course you go out and try to get a guy like that. And that's a testament to their commitment as ownership and management and their fans. So I think it makes sense for them. These are very fluid situations, though. And I know that, having been a player and been in several trades, they're very fluid. What's on the table today might not be on the table tomorrow, vice versa. There's so many moving parts. You complicate that issue by way of what the surgical path looks like going forward. Then you have salary cap considerations, flat cap at 81.5. So this is all done really in an effort for those teams to consummate a deal that they feel makes the most sense for them. And certainly for us,
Right.
our earned privilege to be able to bring you NHL fans as close to these deals as possible. So
Yeah.
what a dynamic situation, but we're pumped.
Yeah.
The NHL is a better league with Jack Eichel. And by the way, I love that you asked him about Team USA for the Olympics. I love that you asked that question. I was on the phone with somebody from USA Hockey.
3 months.
It's 3 months. So if I'm him, I'm spending a lot of time in that hyperbaric chamber
Yeah.
post-surgery to try to accelerate my recovery. And I'm sure he's going to do everything within his power to do so. But Bucci, what a dynamic, fluid situation. Obviously, the Calgary Flames are one of the teams that I had reported as being one of the finalists. So what a situation. But we're glad it's over.
Yeah, Krebs of the minors. Sabres trade for Boychuk's contract to get to the floor. A lot going on. Now let's bring in Mark Messier, the great Mark Messier, and he joins us now. Mark, all right, we've been talking about Jack Eichel the very first episode of The Point. We talked about you felt that naming him captain was too soon. Now he goes to an organization with an established captain in Mark Stone. He doesn't have to wear the C, doesn't have to carry that weight. What do you think about that?
Well, there's still going to be pressure on Jack when he goes there because that's a team that's trying to win now. But I agree. I think it's going to really just relieve Jack from going out and doing what he said he did in the interview there, that what he loves to do most, just play hockey, concentrate on just playing hockey, being a good team member, contributing to the Golden Knights there who are expected to win. And if he can do that and bring the skill set and get healthy, he's one of the top skilled guys in the league. And it's going to be a big boost for the Vegas Golden Knights.
An absolute top 10 player in the league. You just trade for those guys if you can. What's it like, Mark? He's the best player on the team, but he's not wearing the C. What's that like? What kind of dynamic is that?
Well, just because you're the best player doesn't mean you're the captain. There's a whole that's a whole different skill set to be a leader, as opposed to just being a great hockey player. So I think at this time in Jack's career, I think personally, I think it was a wrong decision to give him the captaincy in Buffalo. I think the team wasn't ready to win, and a young guy playing on a professional team that is not winning, there's just added extra pressure. So I think this is going to be a great situation for him. I'm really happy that this has been done and got resolved. And I think this is a huge boost for the Golden Knights in their quest to win a Stanley Cup.
And if Jack called Mark Messier and asked for some advice, you moved to a new team. You've done that. You've gone to a great team, or certainly you were born into a great team with Edmonton. How do you act? Because he's never been on a great team. It's been a while, really, probably since he was an early teenager. He carried his college team to the national championship game. So he hasn't been on a great team in a while, Mark. What would your advice be to him now?
Well, I think what he's going to be going into is a culture that's been already established, and whatever that is. So that's going to be comforting for him. The other players and management will welcome him in. They'll identify the things that are important to them on and off the ice there. He'll assimilate himself into that. But, this is a big move for Vegas. You look down the barrel in the Western Conference, and, McDavid and Draisaitl are just coming into their own, maturing. You got McKinnon and Landeskog and Rantanen in Colorado. They got some injuries in Vegas with Pacioretty out. So this is something that this is a huge move for Vegas. And there's going to be quite a shootout in the Western Conference come the next few years.
It really is. It's so juicy. A possible McDavid Eichel
Oh,
first
yeah.
round matchup or second round matchup. Well, Mark, thanks
It's
so much for
awesome.
joining us. The new book is awesome. I'm sincerely really enjoying it. Learning about your life and your upbringing. It is sensational. Again, well done. Stick taps to you.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.